What's going on, guys? I got a quick tip for you to get some awesome gear at some cheap prices. This is a made in Japan Strat that I got yesterday. It's a 1981 made in Japan Strat. Guess how much I paid for it? Includes a hard shell case, and I got the original pickups. So I don't even know what's in here, but I know they've been replaced. And if they've been replaced, usually that means it's an upgrade. So what are your guesses? 800, 900 bucks? This one's a little bit beat up. It's got the neck paint crack here from the stress of playing. Someone really played this. It's got a little bit of aging and weathering, but it's from 1981, so I don't really care. I paid 500 bucks for this. I follow Gruen and Norm's Rare Guitars. I get all their emails, and if you watch all of their emails, they'll put gear out there that is of lower dollar value to them for cheap that you guys can find. So Gruen does, I think, Thursdays and Fridays. And I watch those emails like a hawk. This is probably about the fourth or fifth guitar I've got for them. It's a little bit of a parts caster, and for guitars that aren't worth a lot of money, they'll just sell them as is. It's got a little bit of a wiring issue. I think there's something touching one of the ground out lugs, so I got to take that off, and I still want to know what pickups are in here. But for 540 bucks shipped with a hard shell case, this is a awesome deal. These are some of the first made in Japan guitars that Fender was producing. It's got the nice fretboard, low frets, impeccable quality, no fret dings. This thing was played, but the frets were not abused, so he wasn't a grinder. The finish is so nice and smooth. No cracks in the finish of the neck, but it has aged up nice and yellow. There's one little zinger right here. And I showed you the body's got a whole bunch of different sort of zings and dings. I don't think this pickguard was original. It looks like these screws were original, but I've got no screw hole there. So I have to take this apart and figure it out. But for 500 bucks, a parts caster with a case from a reputable dealer, can't beat that. Listen to this thing. I am on my Blue Guitar amp with a little bit of distortion. I mean, 540 bucks. Who can beat this deal? So let's take off this neck and see what's going on with the pickups. Just really aged out nicely. I'm really happy with this find. And I got an extra set of pickups. Made in Japan Strat pickups, which sound outstanding. So let's take off this, see what we got underneath here. So we took the body and neck off. Now I know why it was an as-is. The previous owner decided to add some glue to the neck pocket for some reason, and as I popped it off, I peeled a little bit of the body off. Not a problem for me. I can fix that. I will just clean this up, and then I may just lower this slightly on my pin router, and it only looks like maybe a 16th came off. So that is a little bit of a mess, but I don't think it's that big of a deal because I have the tools to fix that. The pick guard is not the original pick guard. You can see as I was playing with the screws, they don't line up exactly, but they are a set of 2008 vintage 50s reissue. So that's a pretty decent set. The guy who did the work put the sticker on, so it's very odd. It's a new pick guard. I think that switch is a... I don't know what that switch is. I thought it was a phase switch, but it's on the middle pickup. Looks like a blend switch. I don't know. That's very odd. It goes to, I guess it's a variable tone control using the pot. I don't know. That's odd. But I do have a couple made in Japan pick guards ready to go. A white one, in fact, that I may just drop onto this and then take these pickups and put them in something else. But if you follow Gruen and you follow Norms and Carters and all those guys, they will dump these guitars at a really decent price. They just don't want to deal with them. They're not going to make enough money. It's just not something they want to do. They want to deal in instruments that bring in $500 to $800, $1,000 for them. This guitar would bring in $20, $40, $100 at the most, potentially. And they just don't want to deal with it, so they'll get rid of it. And I was lucky enough to pick it up. So outside of the glued-in neck issue, which really isn't that big of a deal for me, this is an awesome find. I think if you're a tinkerer and you like to take stuff apart and reuse stuff, this was an awesome find for me. Really happy with it. I think I'm just probably going to put the neck back on and leave it. And just figure out what to do with the pickups, because I've got a white pick guard instead of this tortoiseshell one, and that is a made in Japan originally pick guard as well. That would go perfect, and then I'd get like a Jimi Hendrix-ish type of Strat. So I got way ambitious for a Saturday morning and put in that original pick guard I have. It's definitely got a green tint to it, but at least now the guitar is all made in Japan. Pickups sound great, and then I can go ahead and sell the original set and the other set that I've got and actually recoup about half of the guitar, hopefully. So that'll actually work out pretty well. Give you a sound clip here of the original pickups. This is the bridge. And this is the bridge, or the neck. God, I love that shuffle. And then this is the middle. So remember, get onto the mailing lists for those high-end guitar shops. You can find a lot of as-is finds for your project tinkering. You know, the guitars will be set up nicely. They actually put a new set of strings on this. Instruments are pretty well taken care of in those stores, and you can get a pretty cheap find. I think all in, once this is done, I probably should have paid about $300 with those extra pickups I've got. So thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next video.